Hey guys, welcome back. I got a video today. I was tagged by Bearded SEABEE82 on 11 outdoor questions. Now, the video was actually on, I believe, AOK foraging, and I'll put a link down below to the video. It's actually quite funny. They went through and answered these 11 questions, and after each time they answered a question, they took a drink of beer, or maybe it was their favorite beverage, but I think it was alcoholic. But I don't have any alcoholic beverages. I just got my ice water. So I don't know if we're supposed to take a drink after each one, but I'll go through, read these questions, answer them, and then I'm going to tag 4 people to do these questions also. So here we go. Question 1. Do you prefer to go on a trip alone or in a group? I prefer to be in a group. That way I just interact with other people, keep each other company. What has been your most challenging trip or hike to date? I think my hardest trip slash hike was when I was in Boy Scouts. We did a 50-miler, and we had to, have our backpacks, and then I think it was 6 days we had to walk 50 miles or hike 50 miles up in the Uintas. I just remember, even though we thought we were prepared, it sucked. We had blisters on our feet. It rained almost every night, and you're up in the high Uintas in a small tent with lightning, thunder, heavy rain around you. And I would think I was 13 or 14 at the time, so it was pretty traumatic to me, but that was really hard getting that done. What is the most beautiful sleeping place so far? And I'm gonna say in Moab there's a campground, and I can't remember what the name of it was, but it parallels, or it's along the Colorado River, and the red rock formations in the lake, or not the lake, but the river, are just right there at the campground. And every morning when you wake up, you just see that beautiful red landscape with the river, and that's got to be one of the prettiest sites I've been to, or sleeping place. What winter activities do you do? Well, I used to snowmobile and hike, but lately I don't have a snowmobile. I sold it and bought a Ranger. But this winter's been hectic. We wrestle. We're a wrestling family, so pretty much in the wintertime our activity is wrestling. Have you been seriously hurt in the outdoors? Yes. I don't know if it's serious, but I think when I was in high school, I was a sophomore or junior. We were down in Cedar City, Utah, at it was actually near Cedar Breaks. My dad has a ham radio repeater site up there, and we went there. A friend of mine and my family went down there, and we stayed in our motorhome. And I took at the time, I think it was the 3-wheeler, and my buddy had his 4-wheeler, and we're out racing along, and my sister jumped out on the trail in front of me, and it scared me, and I slammed on the brakes, and I went sideways and rolled it, and I broke I think that was my collarbone, and that was pretty painful. Another one, I was snowmobiling with one of my good friends up in the high Uintas, and he doesn't like to go on the trail. We make our own trail, and we were going up actually the Provo River, which was frozen, and it had probably about 4 feet of snow on it, and we were just going along. I was following him. Well, I hit an air pocket where the snow was on top, but the ice had broke through, and I was just on a bridge. My snowmobile fell down through the ice, and then the skis bounced off the rocks, and as it bounced off, it came back up, and it it hit my ribs, and I knew I was hurt, but I just gunned it, and I came up and out of the river, and the snowmobile turned, and landed right on top of me, and I broke 2 ribs. That was the most pain I've ever been in. I couldn't get the snowmobile off of me. I couldn't breathe. My buddies thought they were gonna have to call search and rescue to come get me, but we ended up doing is we had duct tape, and we duct taped my arm, I don't know if you can see that, to my ribs, and my buddies started my snowmobile for me, and we I think we were 35 miles back in the country, or off the trail, and they helped me get through and got home and went to the doctor. There's another one. Well, that's enough for now. Do you practice any special survival techniques? Yeah, I like to practice different ways of making fire. I like flint and steel. I do pretty much, you know, you name it, except for the bow drill. That's one thing I want to practice and learn and master, is learning a bow drill. But I like to use different types of fire techniques, cooking outdoors. I'm not so strong at building shelters. That's one thing I want to work on also. What do you think about permanent bushcraft camps? Well, I kind of have mixed feelings on that. A while back we went cutting firewood up in the mountains, and as we were cutting firewood we came across a few different bushcraft camps that people went up and built, which, you know, if it's one person that goes up there and builds it up on the Forest Service land, that's okay, but we're starting to run into everybody wants to go up to the Forest Service, build their bushcraft camp, and then they leave it. So I'm kind of against that. I know I'm going to make a lot of people mad, but the Forest Service has to go up, tear down these camps. You know, I'm more, if you have property of your own, yeah, go ahead, make your own permanent bushcraft camp, but I don't know, you got to be careful on Forest Service land. What is your favorite recipe for cooking outside? I would have to say anything in Dutch ovens. We love to Dutch oven cook. But my favorite dish, I haven't cooked it in a while, but it's Cornish game hens and wild rice. That's my favorite. Number 9, how do you motivate yourself in bad weather? I'm not quite sure if it's like, if I'm outside, like hiking, and it's bad weather, or how do I motivate myself in bad weather. I don't really have to motivate myself. I just go and do whatever I need to do. I'm not quite sure. What would be your dream destination? I really want to go and do a World War II history trip. My grandpa, I don't know, a lot of you I've mentioned it in past videos. My grandpa was a tank commander, and he was in the tank destroyers unit, and their Big Red 1, I think is what it was. And I would love to go see where he landed on Utah Beach, you know, take a tour of that. And then he was in Battle of the Bulge, where later I found out his tank was destroyed, and I'd like to go just see those sites. And number 11, what is your heaviest piece of equipment? I'm not sure if that's just backpacking equipment or just equipment in general. I would have to say my camp trailer. My camp trailer is pretty heavy. And I would say that is all 11 questions. Now I have to go through and tag 4 people. Now, Bearded CB tagged a lot of the people I was going to tag. So I was thinking about it, and these people are always commenting on my videos. They support my channel, and I would like to see what their answers would be. So number 1 would be Double Gauge. You're tagged Double Gauge. Number 2, it's going to be a hilarious one. So Moose Knuckle Outdoors, you're tagged. Number 3, Big Boy Bushcraft, you're tagged. Our Canadian brother. And number 4, this guy has been a really good supporter of my channel. I won something from him not too long ago. He's all around, he's a good guy. He's a survival preacher. I think he'll have some good answers as well. So I will put a link down below to those channels, and Bearded SEABEE82, and I also put a link down below to the video that Bearded CB tagged me in. You guys need to see that. It's pretty funny. The 4 people there sitting there taking their drinks, which I didn't do. I was supposed to take a drink, I guess, after each question. Water. So, alright guys, well, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to me, go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate your support. And we will talk to you later. And I can't wait to see the people that I've tagged your videos. So, have a great day. Bye-bye.